Macron has an agenda. His agenda is to make sure that he can justify of the federalization of Europe. But to do so, there are different mechanisms that needs to be implemented. First of all, the control of mentality. You are forbidden, in fact, to criticize if a guy is putting like 2 apple or 2 orange in a bra and is claiming over the roof that he's a woman. This is a total denial of what is the reality, what nature has been putting together as a process. But this is backfiring right now in USA, and we saw it with the story of Donald Trump that has been elected. So basically, in this case, they have been putting together a mechanism to force most of the population to accept what in reality you cannot accept. If 40 years ago, when I was a kid, a guy would have been coming to me a day and put 2 oranges under his t-shirt and say, "Now I'm a woman," I would have been saying, "You know what, dude? Why don't you go to see a psychiatrist? Because this is what you need. You don't need to impose me, whoever you are, and the perception that you have of yourself, and to make me accepting it. That is not possible." There are some accidents in the nature. I can understand that. Some men or women, we don't know, are born XXY. You know how many guys in the world? I think
not many.
It's 1 every million. In that case, but those guys don't know about whoever they are on the genetic point of view. They don't know. And some of them, they have the 2 genitals part inside of them, but I don't know. It's an accident of the nature. But if you look at the reality, if you look at the majority of people, and when you do politics, you are putting together politics for the majority, not for the exception. The exception exists, you need to accept it because it's not their fault. This is how they are. But they cannot impose a model that 97% of the population will reject. And you need to make sure that people, the policies that you are putting together is about to make sure that the population, the well-being of the population is respected and developed, and not imposing a model and enforcing it by the laws. It doesn't make sense. And if they have been doing this, also this mechanism, like the immigration story, which is financed completely by Soros, this is because they wanted to crush the mindset of the population. As soon as you do this, if on top of it you have like a major pandemic, which is called COVID-19, you're plunging the people in the fear. You make whatsoever you want with them. You make them accepting any kind of things. And the any kind of things, this is a conflict in Ukraine that has been erupting for its end at the start of February 2022. So basically, what is the deal here? You are telling me what is linked with Macron. Macron wants to become the president of Europe, but to make sure that people will be accepting that a country called Europe, which is not existing, just erupt out of the blue, they need to control the mindset of the people. And this is what they have been doing. So basically, they are designing Russia as the public enemy #1, when in
it's
fact,
very 1984. If you've read the book, it's almost exactly the same strategy they are using.
Exactly. And in this case, they will say, "Oh, you see this enemy, we need to be gathering all together because we're going to be fighting against Russia.
Yes.
And because we are stronger than them and we are going to beat them. So basically, let's become European." You know who has been doing this the last time? USSR. You know how it has been ending? Very badly. Because it goes against the mentality of people. In France, we're a country with 357 cheese. And we are not able, in fact, to speak with each other right now, with 67 million people. And they want 460 million people to speak with one voice, with different languages, with different currencies, different culture, different mentality,